Hi, my name is Veronica and I am a breast cancer survivor and now a holistic breast cancer coach. And I help women who walk the path I know deeply. And one of the questions I get to ask very often is, what to do after the diagnosis? Because everything can feel really overwhelmed and surreal. So the best thing, although the hardest thing, is to pause and breathe and just to sit down and think about what is in my control and what is not, because when you are diagnosed with breast cancer it feels like everything is outside of the control, but the opposite is true. So there are things outside of your control and these things will be taken care of by the medical professionals. So it's good to leave it up to the medical professionals to decide on the treatments and to advise you and guide you in that direction. However, there is so much you can do on other levels, like changing your diet. This is number one, because it's 90% of our health is defined by our lifestyle. So this is the number one priority to look at, and to really start to love your body and start to nourish your body with healthy food. But it does take a little bit of practice to actually define what healthy food is and is not, because it's not always what it says on the label, unfortunately. However, the next thing you can do, the same as you look after your body well, you start to look after your mind well. So stop watching news, stop watching negative posts and being part of groups and communities that don't lift your spirits up, and join communities that will do the opposite. Join communities that will support you on your journey, whether that they are breast cancer related or unrelated, and spend time with people who make you feel empowered and who make you feel motivated and who will support you on your journey. So the two things you can do to start with is to look at your diet and look at your thoughts and the environment you live in, because these are the main changes you can do from day one before the doctors even start any treatment. And these are reported by many, not only breast cancer but cancer survivors, as the great help and things that made a significant difference on their journey. And a special message for all women who are about to undergo chemotherapy. If you have time between the final diagnosis and when all the tests are done and starting of your chemotherapy treatment, do things that you're not recommended to do throughout the chemo. So it can be just go on a train and travel somewhere in mountains. You can do air travel, but it is tricky with travel insurance. So you just need to make sure that you are covered and that you're not traveling against the doctor's advice. So that's a number one rule. Sometimes it's doable. Just talk to your medical professional about this, because anything like that will give you strength throughout potentially the most difficult time in your life. My message is that all the power is within you. Even when you feel the weakest, the power that you need to find is within you. And the way how you can reignite this power is through other people empowering you, joining supportive groups, seeking help and holistic therapies that really can support your journey, and finding place, like I had place throughout chemotherapy. So place I created before I started chemotherapy, which is on a usual walk and usual loop in my village. So I just imagine in a field there were solar panels filled with my energy and my empowerment and my positivity and my strength. And anytime I walked past the place whilst I was on a treatment, then it was the reminder. So it was like it was always supercharging me on that way. So finding things like that, or just things that make you happy. If you haven't been knitting for 20 years and you suddenly think, oh, I really love that and enjoy that, start knitting. It can be anything that will just bring you joy. So don't be afraid to find joy even in these darkest moments, and don't be afraid to reach out to other people. Hope this reminder brings more calm in your heart. You are not alone and you don't have to do it all at once. And if this video touched your heart and helped you gain clarity, then drop heart in a comment and follow for more support and conversations.